Not a linear economy, but a cyclical economy. So that everything goes in the cycle, in the circle, and the cycle. Life is a cycle. You have a death and you have birth. And you get young and you get old and you die. Living is as good as dying, and death is as good as life. So birth and death go in the cycle. So we have to create a transition economy, a transition system which is cyclical. So economy, ecology, cyclical, these are the ideas, the philosophical and spiritual ideas of the transition movement. If we can have this kind of mindset, then we can live with humility with the earth. At the moment, we have a tremendous arrogance. We think that human mind and human intelligence and human science and human technology can solve all problems. We have this kind of arrogance. And out of that arrogance is growing like genetic engineering and nuclear weapons and all the kind of technological advances we have made. Some of them are good. Some technologies are good. I'm not against technology. Again, I want a dance between technology and philosophy, technology and spirituality. So if you can have that humility towards the earth and not so much arrogance of human mind that we can do what we like, then we can be free of our egocentric worldview. This egocentric worldview which dominates today, we have to make a transition from egocentric to ecocentric. It's a very small step. Only thing you have to do is change just one letter. Very small step. If you think the transition movement is too big and too complex and too difficult, I can't make it, not true. It's a very small step. You have to just change from G to C, from ego to eco, and then you are not separate from the earth. Ego means separation. I, me, my car, my house, my land, my ownership, that's a touristic mindset. Me, egocentric. Eco means relationship. Oikos, as I said, means home. And what is a home? Home is a place of relationships. So when you go home after this talk, where do you go? You go to a place where you have your children, you have your husband, you have your wife, you have your mother, you have your father, you have your friends, you have relations. So a home is a place of relationship. That's eco, oikos, eco. So if an egocentric, which is me, to ecocentric means us. This is my title of my book is You Are, Therefore I Am. Not I think, therefore I am. I think, therefore I am, which is the Descartes' Cartesian thinking, cogito ergo sum. That's egocentric. I think, therefore I am. But when you say, you are, therefore I am. The earth is, therefore I am. The trees give oxygen, therefore I am. The rain nourishes our land and the soil, therefore I am. The sunshine brings energy and life, therefore I am. We are all connected. We are all related. That's the ecocentric worldview. And that's a spiritual vision of a transition movement. So, the transition, you have heard about fossil fuel and peak oil and all the local food and so on, but you have to make a further step. And for this reason, you need to study. You need to understand. So, be the change you want to see in the world, you have to practice this transition in your mind, in your heart, in your soul, in your life, in your home, in your family, in your community, in your workplace, in your school, in your office, wherever you are, have this new worldview. But don't stop there. Also communicate this worldview with others. Study with others. If you are 100 people here, and if you say, I'm going to devote at least 2 hours every week to study ecological worldview, where economy and ecology are in balance. And there are lots of nice books on that table related to transition movement. Many good classic books there. And also Resurgence magazine always promotes this kind of worldview. So say, 2 hours every week, I will study and explore and deepen my understanding of transition. Deepen. It's not the superficial few words of peak oil and global warming and I'm in transition town. That's not enough. We have to have a deeper understanding. And there are great thinkers and writers like E.F. Schumacher, Small is Beautiful, Herman Daly, Steady State Economy, Jonathan Porritt, Vandana Shiva. There are many, Al Gore, whose book is here. There are many great writers. You have to study at least 2 hours a week about these ideas. That's the one step I would like you to make. Second step, form groups and say each one of you and 100 people here will make connection with 10 new people who have not heard of Transition Town. Just 10 people. And introduce them to a book about transition. Rob Hopkins, or Resurgence, or Satish's book, or Schumacher's book, or Gandhi's book. Anything. You will introduce the idea of transition to 10 new people. There will be a good communication. You will say, let's meet for a cup of tea. We will have a little discussion about transition. What is the future of our children? What is the future of our earth? What is the future of our world? How are we going to live upon this earth in harmony and with joy and with pleasure and delight and love? And not fear, not doom and gloom, but fear. Transition Town is a positive movement. We don't want to perpetuate fear. We want to perpetuate love for the earth. So if 100 people connect 10 new people, 10 other people, you'll be 1,000. Immediately, the number will grow exponentially. 1,000 people will be studying about ecology, economy, transition, and all these kind of wonderful ideas. And then those 1,000 people also continue to connect 10 other people. Suddenly, you have 10,000 people. This is how the movement of Mahatma Gandhi in India spread. And this is how the movement for racial equality and against racial discrimination of Martin Luther King spread. People took responsibility and said, we are going to talk to 10 more people. This is how you do it. We have to build a movement. Transition Town is not an organization. It is not that you just join the membership and I'll pay my 10 or 20 pounds and that's it, finished. I have no other responsibility. Just I paid my due, it's a membership and finished. Transition Town is not just a membership movement. It's not just paying about 10 pounds. It's about creating a true movement of people and a movement of awareness. The people are aware of what is our place on this earth and how we live in such a way that's a joyful, it's a delightful, it's a comfortable and yet not harming, non-violent approach. Transition Town is a non-violent movement. So non-violence to yourself, non-violence to other people and non-violence to nature. And peace with nature. It's a peace movement. It's a kind of contemporary latest peace movement. Unless we make peace with the earth, we cannot make peace with humans either. Because why we are destroying the earth if we love the earth? And why we are at war against nature and against the way we treat our soil, the way we put fertilizers and the chemicals and poisonous things into the land, and the way we put our animals in factory farms in their cruel conditions, and the way we put greenhouse gases in the atmosphere, and the way we put our rubbish in the landfills and the rivers and the oceans. That's like war against nature. So we have to make peace with nature. So it's a transition from this war mentality to a peace mentality. So it's a big transition, and we are ready for it. This is peak oil and greenhouse gases and all the global warming and climate change. These problems are a great opportunity. We don't have to worry, oh, what do we do? Peak oil and global warming, what are we going to do? World is coming to an end. No. We have great challenge, great opportunity to resort to our creativity, our imagination, our poetry, our music, our art, and our ingenuity, and develop systems which are sustainable and resilient and durable, everlasting.